Yo, so what's going on, Battlefielders? It is Pone, and we are back with a nice little gameplay on Canals, just to talk a little bit about the gameplay before we actually hop into the commentary at hand. I'm using the G53. It was actually one of the first times I ever used this gun, and I fell in love with it. It's my second favorite engineer weapon, only behind the G36C. So this, ladies and gentlemen, is how you make an entrance. Just straight in there, bounce off the top, come in here and plant your objectives. You hear the beep, boop, bop, boop. That's me taking your shit right now, Mr. Guy. And then I come lay over here in the corner like a bitch. But anyways, outside of my awesome technical skills, I'm going to come in here and tell you a little bit. Like you can tell, I have no attachments on the gun. It was my first time using it. And this is the gameplay that made me realize the power that is the G53. And hopefully you guys can check the gun out yourself. You guys can see a little bit of what it is. This is a big PTFO gameplay, a big vehicle gameplay. I don't post vehicle gameplay often on my channel because I like the infantry based thing. It's just where I guess it's my niche. It's what I'm really good at, and what I can explain and teach properly. But anyways, hopefully you guys enjoy the gameplay. It's pretty beast. You got some heli gameplay, some this and that. We got a little bit of everything, bruh. So let's just cut into it, I guess. I mean, there's no gentle way to go about this. For you guys that are new or do not know who I am or have not been a subscriber for a long time, my name's Pone. I've been doing this Battlefield thing for 6, 7, 8 months, something like that. And I kind of migrated, if you will, on YouTube, and even just like in heart over to Battlefield. Battlefield was a rough transition for me. A lot of Battlefield people, a lot of Battlefield subscribers and viewers do not like the people that transition over from Call of Duty because not necessarily what they represent, the fast-paced action nature, the shooting, the Rambo, the not caring, the lack of teamwork, which is what Call of Duty is. I'm not complaining. I mean, if people that complain and say, oh yeah, Call of Duty players can play the objective and can do good shit, but they don't. Not in pubs. No, they don't. So anyone that wants to argue that's fine. I did Call of Duty for years, and I know the truth. So the one thing that I noticed in between switching between Call of Duty and Battlefield was the Battlefield crowd, the viewers, were really, really hard. They weren't really receptive for my playstyle or what I wanted to do. And that's one of the problems. What I'm trying to do in this commentary is talk a little bit about what I've seen, and one thing that I have, one major fear, and this is what this whole commentary is based around, is a fear I have. Now, I've been doing YouTube for about 3 years. Started in Call of Duty, have always been Call of Duty, and yet again, here we go, another badass landing. But I had the difficulty of growing in the Call of Duty community. And the one thing that I noticed, one of the biggest things that I absolutely despised, was not only the game. I stopped playing the game because the game was bad, but I stopped posting a lot of the content because I didn't like the community. And it wasn't the viewers. The viewers weren't a problem. They weren't. But there are a lot of gullible viewers that don't understand what goes on behind the scenes. And I guess they don't really care. They're getting entertained, so they just don't really care what happens in the back. And that makes sense. It's logical. It's understandable. But the commentators, the community in the Call of Duty side, is just absolutely disgusting. It just really is. And I'm not saying, I'll be honest with you right now. There are a couple good guys out there, but the majority are sour apples, guys. It just really is, and I'm not trying to act like I'm any better than them. I'm an asshole. I'm not sitting here trying to play I'm an angel or, I'm a good guy or anything like that. I could be a prick sometimes. These guys hate me because I called them out on bullshit. May not be right and get claymore through a fucking wall, but, everybody has flaws about them. And the big one that I didn't like, and this is my big fear for Battlefield, and I hope we don't go down the same road, is the leaders kind of manipulated and cheated YouTube to get into a level of power and a level of, respect and viewer, recognized. It's just to the point where the big guys got big by manipulating YouTube. And it's not that they didn't have good content. It's just when you cheat and get somewhere wrong, you fuck up with the way things go. And we, in the Call of Duty community, what happened was we let the wrong guys get into a power position, or a position of power, I mean. And I'm curious to see how it's going to unfold for the Battlefield community. Now, what happened was the guys cheated. They did false categorizing movies or videos. They did giveaways. They bumped videos. There were lots of cheap little ways to manipulate YouTube and grow into a level or a powerhouse on YouTube. And now those big guys are the guys that are watched. Some of these guys just get watched because of who they are, because they're big guys. But again, I would figure that if you're one of the big sub counts, one of the big view guys, and to have a voice and impact that you do, that you're not going to be fake, that you're not going to be cheap, that you don't cheat to get there. And fact of the matter is, anybody, well, not anybody, actually there's a significant amount of people like the creatures and stuff like that did not cheat to get where they are. I have to admit that a lot of these guys, you know, they act, they put on an act, they try to do good shit, and they really just, nobody knows what they did and how they got there, and, most people just don't care. Now, I don't want that to be the situation with Battlefield. I don't want, 2 years down the line when things change. Because what happened with YouTube is it used to be about fun. YouTube was solely about entertainment. It was about having a little bit of fun and teaching. Some of the guys I hate right now that I just can't stand, many of them, know them. I used to think of them as being good guys. I really do. I really did. And over time, I've seen how the money has manipulated them. These guys make like 40 grand a month, guys. So when I say they make a lot of fucking money, they make a lot of fucking money. That's what a firefighter makes in a year. And then they still have the act to, act desperate and, keep cheating and manipulating still. You're making that kind of money, abusing something that's such a blessing as YouTube, playing video games for money, and you still got to keep going for more and more. I don't understand the mentality of that. Maybe I was just raised in an upbringing where I understand the value of just barely getting by. But, and there's nothing wrong with wanting more money. Understand there's nothing wrong with wanting more money. There's something wrong when you have to cheat or manipulate to get there. That's just the one thing I dislike. So I think the biggest problem the Call of Duty community had is they let the wrong people in as, I guess, the spokespeople, the leadership, the sub-counts of their community. And I don't want to see that happen to the Battlefield crowd because I just simply don't. And I fear it's going to happen because money changes people. Once some of these big Battlefielders get to the point and level where they are, and they're making that kind of money, which none of us are even near that area right now, but eventually it's possible. That could change them. I mean, content changes. I mean, when you're that high, you get watched just because you're popular. You don't have to put effort into your videos anymore. I mean, things change. And I really expect, I fear it, but I wish I could sit here and say I don't want it to happen and I don't think it'll happen. And I would like to think that's not going to happen to the Battlefield community, but there's no way to hold out viewers and people from the community. The community's going to do nothing but grow, and grow. And I just don't know I don't know what I could do or what I could say. I mean, I try to help out people. I try to do what I can. But the real responsibility in the way that people grow and people get watched, it comes down to the viewers. It comes down to you guys. You guys pretty much appoint who you want to be the leaders of your community. And that's where I leave you guys today. That's what I want you guys to remember from this commentary is, these guys that, manipulated to get where they are the guys that we helped get there. I mean, they abused it. We let them. As viewers, we let them. We fed them. We fueled them. And we let them get away with it. And they're still going to get away with it. And there's nothing we could do about it. But the one thing we can do is try to make sure it doesn't happen to the Battlefield community. And one way I think you guys could do that is by starting to help and go above and beyond what you normally would do to help other commentators out, especially in the Battlefield community. We are small compared to Call of Duty and stuff like that. And there's a lot more you guys as viewers can do to help out these big the somewhat big Battlefield guys to grow and become something useful. If we could get like one Battlefield channel to hit the front page, somewhat regularly, or if we could like unite and do something across, some crazy ass website and have some sort of sync where we can grow and make one big push for Battlefield, we could trump out, the popularity of Call of Duty. It's possible. It definitely is. And we could do it the right way. And I don't know if you guys follow the FIFA community at all, but there's a guy. His name is KSI. Now, this guy's got 300K subs. The next nearest guy at his level, I think, has got like 40K, 50K subs in the FIFA community. You know the difference between him? He is like the standalone big sub count in that community. He's a nice guy. He's got just incredible commentary. He's got a lot of potential, and the guy is a leader. He's still a kid. He's like 18 years old. He's going to school full time, but he still manages to make content for people. And the one thing I like about him is he still helps out other people. He still cares about the community. He makes videos for subscribers. He helps other commentators out, and a lot of people get used in this community. And I'm not afraid to help people out. That's all I've really done since I've started YouTube. And you just got to make sure you're getting the right people up there, the people that you're trying to help out. And I know it sounds like some business thing or a fucking election thing. I know, Pone Star 2012. It's not really what it is. It's like, I just want to see the right people get up to the top, because if you get the right people to the top, you get the right people to be the leaders of the Battlefield community. Those are going to be the guys that, you know, if you get one big channel to the top, that guy is got the responsibility and the ability to help other smaller channels in the Battlefield community. I mean, it may not seem weird and it may seem like businessy or something, but that's the truth with things. I mean, if you get enough momentum and you help the right few select couple people up in the Battlefield community, people grow. People like Level Cap, for example. He's got great potential. You know, his head's on straight. He knows what he's doing. He knows about the game. He knows about the people. He knows about the community. He'd be a great candidate for trying to get up there and try to help him blow out. And, you know, that's something I want to see. So, like I said, one of my biggest fears is 2 years from now, seeing the Battlefield community, seeing exactly what happened to the Call of Duty, you know, commentator area happening to the Battlefield side. And that's one thing that I want to see us try to avoid. And I don't know. I mean, from a viewer, you probably don't care. You've seen enough shit in your life, and this just seems like some soap opera stuff to you. But, you know, as somebody that's been doing this for a long time and seen what happened and how people have been abused and manipulated, I just don't want to see it happen to, I guess, in my new community. You know what I mean? It's like, and I can't fix it myself. There's nothing I can do. I could just try to make it aware, try to help you guys, try to lead you towards some of the good guys, and I do my best, I guess. But, you know, I'm not an angel. You know, I don't make the best content out there. If I'm ever put in an area where, you know, I'm one of the big sub counts or something like that, that's fine. But, you know, I honestly understand what YouTube is, and I encourage everybody that's doing this or just starting to do this to try to take the right route. You don't have to cheat and manipulate. Yeah, that means more money, and that may mean success to a lot of people. But to me, earning it is success. I mean, getting there properly is success. And I guess that just is how you can define a person. You could tell right there of what kind of person that is. And, you know, so I'm not trying to be mean, not trying to cause any problems. But, you know, what needs to happen is we need to come up with an idea, something we could do to help get our community out there a little bit more. And then have a few guys that we really, really focus on, get them large, get them popular, and then in turn they can repay the favor and get some of the smaller guys out there. We need to line up because the Battlefield community needs to grow. We need to be open to allowing other people, even Call of Duty players coming in here, Halo, whatever. We need to be open and understand that we're all just video gamers, and we should have a good community. And our community is going to go downhill if we don't do something about it and we don't try to help out. So if you guys want to do your part, go find somebody. Find somebody like Level Cap that you really want to help out. Go subscribe to him right now. There are tons of other people. I'll look into getting you guys a little bit of a list. I mean, there's not too many, but there's a few. Go subscribe to people like that. Go ahead, do it. Make sure you like and favorite all of their videos. That's how you get somebody to fame. If you get a video, if we get like one big video as a community and get like, you know, 10,000 favorites on it, it's going to hit front page. I mean, there's so many things we could do to grow this community, and I'm looking into ideas, and if you guys have any, leave them down below. Hopefully you've enjoyed this commentary. I know it was a down-to-earth one. It was kind of slow. Wasn't about the gameplay, but it's something that I was worrying about last night. Something came up, and I just had to get off my chest, and I really hope that the people and future leaders of this community have enough sense in their mind to not sell out, to not just manipulate and just toss out our fans and what we are and why we started this, for fun and for entertainment. And money's always going to be there. Money's the bonus. That's always what I said. It's what I always said was money shouldn't be the focus. It should be the bonus. And hopefully you guys understand this and it wasn't just some boring commentary to you guys, because you guys are the viewers. And if this bored you, then I apologize, but it needed to be said. Hopefully you guys can do something, because, you know, at the end of the day, you, the viewers, control everything that happens on YouTube. If you all stopped watching one of the assholes, guess what? That asshole will die. If you all, you know, push one movement to help promote somebody, guess what happened? He's going to get promoted. So with that being said, thanks for watching, guys. Remember to rate up the video. It helps out a lot. And that's about it. Peace out. Get it.